I'm so happy to be here. TEDxGamji. What next? The point is, I think every day we ask this question, what next? Yeah, for me, as Isaac Balami, I would say God has been very, very faithful to me. I would say in Aero Contractors where I work, I rose up to the level of a director when I was in my 20s, when I served as the national president for all the engineers and pilots in this country for 8 years, aside for 2 consecutive terms. Also, I was in TUC as the national spokesperson, and by the grace of God, I founded the Isaac Balami Foundation that is being run by Mohammed Ibrahim Jega here. And in the last 12 years, across the country, from Borno State where I came from, up to Opobo in Rivers State, we have at least 570 children currently in school. The question is, what next? And that's what actually brought me to the Nigerian Rebirth Foundation. Because you get to a point in your life when, before I got to the age of 30, I achieved so much. I found myself leading people that are old enough to even give birth to me. But the point is, what next? Because I've seen people that maybe during the President Olusegun Obasanjo regime, they became ministers, they became DGs, and because they didn't know what next, today they have faded away. You don't even hear about them again. So the question is, always ask yourself, what next? Because if you don't know what next, you will be stuck and you will be written off. It's as easy as that. By the grace of God, I'm also a mentor with the Yali. But the Nigerian Rebirth Foundation was something that we sat down to talk about. What next? Nigeria today, every day we complain. All we do is to remain in the book of lamentation. Every day we complain. What can you do? So, as an individual, I will say, and God bears me witness, I have people that work with me, 90% of my income has gone into sponsoring over 500 children for over 12 years. And for me, that is what gives me joy. The Labor Room reality TV show is a platform that we actually created because we felt there's a need for youth to come together and do something different. But it will interest you to know that I'm a very, very... Hello? 18 years ago, I was a bricklayer. That is me over there. I was a bricklayer. At the age of 11, I paid my school fees into JSS 1. I worked in Borno State, Maiduguri Timber Shade for 9 months to raise 1,000 plus to support my parents so I could go to Shehu Garbe Secondary School. And the point here is, at that point, I was asking what next. I saw myself as an aviator, and it came to pass. Today, I got to a point where I became the #1 employee in the aviation sector as the president of all the pilots. I found myself in an airline that is today 58 years old, and I rose in less than 2 years. I became a manager that ordinarily would take anybody at least 24 years to attain. What next? Because I always ask the question, what next? The question is, when we close from work in the evening and 7 or 5 aircraft are actually grounded, and the MD says, well, tomorrow aircraft will be delayed. Please, operations, first flight, 1 hour delay because those aircraft are bad. Balami will say, what next? No, why should there be delay? We will sleep overnight to fix those aircraft. And in the morning, my supervisor will be like, who did this? Balami did. That made me to grow very fast. Because for me, I can't serve under you, I can't work under you and watch you fail. My department will always lead because for me, the question is, what next? Today, I thank God, across Africa, we'll talk about that because of time. I've gone round. I've been honored in the north. I've been honored in the east. I'm the youngest chief in the country. I'm the Ochiri Ozo one of Ibagu Anike. And I also believe that it doesn't matter where you actually come from. I'm a Christian from Borno State, but that was me at the Bani Kumasi mosque in Katsina, a 10,000 capacity mosque, where I went and I was honored as the only Christian in their midst. I was there seated in the midst of emirs. I was very, very honored. We all hear about the labor room. This is the mansion. We live in a country where our leaders don't support young people. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter how passionate you are, no matter how committed you are, if you are not from a particular class of political class, or your father is an ex-governor or an ex-minister, nobody listens to you. We had a wonderful project. We spent a whole 1 year looking for somebody in Abuja who could give us a house. We couldn't find. Just to house 37 contestants to talk about national development. The content, excellent. We went to everywhere, excellent. So what did we do? What next? We found this house. Wow, we love it. Once you have a vision, you can go to any length. Today, this is the mansion. The whole world today is watching this mansion on Star Times and Entertainment, 24 hours. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook, and we have over 7 channels tapping every day. By the grace of God, now we have the TSTV launched yesterday with the Minister of Information. We are going to be live 24 hours. What are we doing? The labor room is just trying to see how young people, one person per state, can sit together to discuss national issues, to discuss religious tolerance, peaceful coexistence, way forward for this great nation, aviation, agriculture, health, and so on and so forth. Okay. This is the map of Africa. The issue with Nigerians is we don't even know who we are. As you can see, Nigeria is a trigger. Africa is a pistol. And that is why the whole world is scared of Africa. We have everything we need, but yet we are suffering. I tell people that Nigeria, my friend always tell me, we are not suffering from witchcraft, we are suffering from crycraft. Because all we do is to complain and to lament. Nobody wants to do something about it. What can you do? What solution do you actually have? And that's what we actually believe in our system. We believe so much that the baton should be handed over to us as young people. I love what Dr. Ahmed Adamu said. How ready are we? Because you see, the person who wants to take the baton is not sleeping in his bed. He's in motion. The person who is trying to hand over is also on the run. So as young people, if we must really take over, if we must beat the grab, we must all wake up from sleep. We must do something different. And it's so sad to know that at some point, come on, we were all humans. Unfortunately, today, race has disconnected us. Unfortunately, today, religion has separated us. Unfortunately, today, politics has divided us. Unfortunately, wealth has also classified us. Today, how many of you here are aware that in the northeastern part of this country, 2 states from the northeast alone can build 8 Dubais? 2 states. Just take Taraba and Gombe State. We are all sleeping on mineral deposit given to us by God. But because of religion, politics, race, status, we have refused to come together to make this country work. The war-torn area today, just Gombe and Taraba State alone, go and check your records very well. You can build Dubai into 8 places that all our leaders run to for weekend. So, what are we saying here? Something can actually happen. In our office, Mohammed will tell you here, we bought 70 brand new air conditions from Skyron. Skyron is a made in Nigerian AC. They are from Cross River. But how many Nigerians today are patronizing Skyron? Today, if we close our borders alone, that by March next year, no importation of AC, at least Skyron will employ at least 70,000 workers instantly. And they'll start their employment tomorrow. But what is the problem? Why can't we make this country work? What is the challenge? Innocent Motors. I was talking to the chairman. By the way, he hasn't given me any car yet, but we're talking. But the point is that, he said, Balami, Boeing aircraft in US is not fully manufactured in America. The engine is Rolls-Royce either from Europe, or Pratt & Whitney from Canada, or the landing gear from somewhere else. Ethiopia even do the wiring for Boeing. But they assemble Boeing in America. So if Innocent today, Innocent already have a deal. Now Mercedes-Benz is building engine for Innocent, and Innocent will compete very soon with Land Cruiser Jeep because they have a good engine now. by Mercedes-Benz and the wiring also done by Mercedes-Benz. The point is, how our leaders, will they patronize innocent? I'm so happy with the collaboration between KB and Lagos State. That is what should be happening. But how far have we gone in ensuring that because Innocent is from Inewi, from the east, we from the north should buy the cars? I've not seen it anywhere in the north in large quantity. We must support each other. We must work together as one. There's a need for national reconciliation and national healing. There's so much hatred in the air because we're talking about what next. I mean, for this country to go on, for Africa to succeed, there's a need for national healing, national reconciliation. The first time I was going to Lagos in my life, some of my family members say, hey, Balami, if you go to Lagos, be careful, Yoruba. Hey. When I went, I met beautiful people, good people, different from what my people told me back in Maiduguri. So what is the problem? There's a need for us to see ourselves as one, to see how we can come together and make this country work. It doesn't matter. The person who knows how to do the job best should do the job. If it's because this guy is not from my village or he's not my son, then there's a problem. And I tell you this, there's a major challenge now between the upper class and the middle class. The faster we come together and show love, then we are in serious problem. The question is, are we a wasted generation? For us, for me, maybe I'll say there's hope because I still have an opportunity to prove that I am not. But any generation that will have constant electricity and pass over generators to the next generation is a wasted generation. Any generation that will take away water from the taps, that will take away health from the system, that will take away education from our schools is a wasted generation. The question here is, do we want to go the way our fathers went? The way our forefathers did? They did their best. But their best is not enough. Our population is increasing by the day. There was no plan for what is happening now. What are we doing about it? As young people, I just want to encourage us. Let us just come together and see how we can make this country work. I believe that together we can.